Okay, good afternoon, girls. Today we're moving on to a new topic, length and distance. And in order to, I suppose, just show how we do some simple conversions using length and distance in units of measure, I'm just going to do a few examples here. Now, also, coupled with this video, you should be looking at the document. It's a picture document with some more information and the steps that you should follow for some of these questions. But for a start, let's go through these examples. So the first one is convert 3 meters to centimeters. Convert 3 meters to centimeters. So the first thing you should be doing really with these questions is you need to know what is the relationship between meters and centimeters. And some of you have this from national school or from primary school. But if you don't, you really need to learn these off by heart. So the relationship between a meter and a centimeter is 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Okay, so that's the relationship. One thing to note there is, we call this the unit of measure. Meters is a unit of measure of length. It's a way we measure distances or lengths. Okay, now for short, so we don't have to write out meter all the time, we put an M after the number, or for centimeters, we put a CM after the number. So 1 meter is equal in distance to 100 centimeters. Okay, that you will have to learn off by heart. So using that relationship between meters and centimeters then, to convert 3 meters, we say, well, if 1 meter is 100 centimeters, if I have 3 of these 1 meters, then I should have 3 of these 100 centimeters. So 300 centimeters is 300 centimeters. So the rule there, and this will be written in the notes as well, is that if you want to convert from meters to centimeters, you multiply your whatever number of meters you have by 100. And that's what we did here. We multiplied the 3 by 100 to get 300 centimeters, and you're done. Now again, just to tell you, the unit of measure is vitally important in these sums. Put in the M here, the CM here, because if you don't put in the CM, then that just says 300. It says 3 meters is equal to 300, and 300 is just a number. 3 meters isn't equal to 300. It is equal in length to 300 centimeters though. Okay, next one then. Convert 700 centimeters to meters. So again, even though we're going from centimeters to meters this time, it's the same relationship as the very first one we did, and the first one was 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. So we'll write that relationship down again. 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Okay, so this time we want to know what 700 centimeters is going to look like. So 700 centimeters, we want to know what it's going to look like in terms of meters. So if 100 centimeters is 1 meter, if we have 700 centimeters, then we have 7 of these 100 centimeters. So we have 7 of these meters. Now again, in the notes, you'll see, I will explain that what you do when you convert centimeters to meters is that you take whatever your centimeters is and you divide by 100 this time, because 700 divided by 100 gives you 7. And again, I'll keep saying it, but it's vitally important. M for meters, CM for centimeters. If the unit of measure isn't in your answer, then you're not right, you're incorrect. Okay, last one then, just for the video. It's convert 4 meters to millimeters. Okay, convert 4 meters to millimeters. Now, I'm going to do this there are 2 different ways of doing this really. Well, there are numerous ways, but 2 main ways. One is to go directly from meters to millimeters, and there is a relationship, and it's 1 meter is equal to 1,000 millimeters. Now, the reason I'm putting that in brackets over here is because even though that's perfectly fine, we can use that and we can solve this in one step. A lot of students don't remember that relationship, the relationship between meters and millimeters, whereas they do remember meters and centimeters, that 1 meter is 100 centimeters, and they do usually remember the relationship between centimeters and millimeters. And if you want, you can actually do this in 2 steps. Take that 4 meters, change it into centimeters first, and then take whatever your answer is in centimeters and change that into millimeters instead of going from meters directly to millimeters. So let's just look at that way of doing it right now. So if you have 4 meters and you want to change it to centimeters first, well, you need to know the relationship between meters and centimeters, and we already had that. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. And then if we want to take whatever we get in centimeters and change it to millimeters, then we need to know the relationship between centimeters and millimeters, which is every 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. And our unit of measure here in short is mm for millimeters. Okay, so let's do it. First of all, let's go from the meters to centimeters. So if 1 meter is 100 centimeters, 4 meters is going to be 4 of these 100 centimeters. So 4 multiplied by 100 is 400 centimeters. Okay, that's our first step. Now, if we want to go from centimeters to millimeters, then what we'll do is we'll have to use this relationship here. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. So if we have 400 centimeters and each one of them is 10 millimeters, then we're multiplying again 400 by 10, which gives me 4,000 millimeters. And lastly, we took it in 2 steps. So we really wanted to know what 4 meters was in millimeters. So we might write our answer directly down here, leaving out the middle bit. 4 meters is equal to 4,000 millimeters. Okay, so one last thing here. I just want to bring a ruler over here to have a look at it. So most of you have a ruler, something similar to this. Sometimes you have inches on one side and centimeters and millimeters on the other side. And this one I've got here has centimeters and millimeters on both sides, both this side and the side up here. So I just want you to, if you have a ruler nearby, or if you don't now, get one later and have a look at it. If you notice, this length here from here to here is 1 centimeter. Each one of these small little ticks, the distance between them is 1 millimeter, and there's 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter. So when you go from here to 10, that's why that distance is 1 centimeter, because there's 10 millimeters in each 1 centimeter. Okay, so that's it for now. I'll give you more instructions online on Edmodo, but make sure that you have a look at the writing that I've prepared that's in the form of a picture file as well on Edmodo.